C'est l'écosystème, c'est qu'on dégage les liens, les pois, les vautours, c'est un écosystème.
So, just to sort of recap also, I mean, it's kind of a very deep discussion about the fact that, first of all, some of the biggest threat today to the perpetuation of these species, the biggest threat today to these endangered species is actually the markets that have been created, primarily in Asia, for animal parts because of their medicinal qualities. So, for example, the elephant tusks, the rhinoceros tusks, and other parts of animals.
Ivory.
Exactly. Ivory because it's precious. And also certain animal parts that are used for medicinal purposes. That's created like a huge pressure for people to hunt the animals, and so it's perpetuated the killing and the endangerment of these animals. And the money doesn't really go to very many people. It's very few wealthy people that benefit from it. What Francois tried to say, bigger picture though, is it's so important for us to preserve these animals, because if God put them on earth for us, and he talks about the elephants, the rhinoceros, the huge butterflies in Central Africa, and certain other species that are becoming rarer and more endangered, it's because they're here for a purpose, for our enjoyment, for our health, and for the proper balance of the planet. And once you destroy a species, you can't get it back. And the equilibrium of the earth now is forever out of balance. So every single species was put on earth by God, by the Creator, whatever higher power you believe in, for a specific purpose. And once you destroy that, you can't get it back. And now the balance is off. And humans, we've been threatening that balance for much too long.
Et alors, qu'est-ce que je voulais ajouter à cela, c'est parce que aujourd'hui, avec la science, avec les animaux, on a appris beaucoup, et toujours on apprend dans l'environnement. Ça n'a jamais, c'est une école sans fin. Chaque jour, les gens, ils apprennent aux animaux, et ça donne la vie et l'éducation, avec tout ce que les gens font pour découvrir quelque chose. Ça devient dans les animaux, dans la vie des animaux, dans la vie des oiseaux, dans la vie des insectes. Il y a une étude sans cesse jusqu'à ce que le monde va se terminer. C'est une université qui ne se termine pas. La troisième chose,
Nature
ils ont trouvé que...
School, the biggest school. I just wanted to say that before I lose it.
Yeah.
Nature is a school without walls, without limits. It's our biggest school and the only school that has no limits. Every day, everything we learn originally comes from Mother Nature, from the animals, the trees, the birds, the plants. And so to destroy that, well, actually, the only way you can stop learning from nature is when the earth will end. Nature is our greatest teacher. I'm sorry.
Et ce que tout le monde fait, dans les technologies, dans les computers, dans la vie, ça vient dans les sectes, c'est bien. Et quelque chose que je voulais dire, par exemple, ils ont découvert, avec les études, avec le DNA, ils ont découvert comme quoi les chimpanzés, les gorilles, et close to human, c'est tout près de l'homme, 99,95% des gorilles et des chimpanzés, c'est l'homme. Et que quand tu manges le gorille ou le chimpanzé, pour moi, je te dis, mon cher ami, tu manges un homme.
What do you think that the goals are in the future to be able to make people more aware, to protect ourselves, to protect our earth? Like, what are some things that we could do?
To educate the young generation. It is why I call my programs. I want to do to help and to aid for their need, so we can get what we need. We must help the young generation to understand the importance of what I do now, what I write, what I talk every day on the Facebook, to help the new generation to understand that those things belong to them, is a part of their life, is a part of their communication to put their life and they are passed together. So if you, even to help the people, they didn't get a chance. Like some of my brothers and sisters, when they want to visit I invite brother and sister here in America to go to visit Africa, because when you go visit Africa, you know where you're coming from. Because when you don't know where you're coming from, my brother, you don't know where you go for. Africa is very beautiful. People are nice. Only people can mix them for their interest, but many long time they're still the same. They are very nice mama. They are very nice people. I invite American young generation every time they get to put money one side, so they can visit a continent, so they can know where their grandpa. When they will come back, they will not be the same.
And you were going to tell us what he had said in translation a little bit earlier.
I didn't want to cut you off because it's important that people can understand what he's saying. He was just talking a little bit more about how nature gives us so much information, and talking about how they've discovered, for example, that chimpanzee DNA is 99.9555 something percent human DNA. And so we learn so much about ourselves through the animals. And he also said, and this is funny, but it's kind of true, when you eat a chimpanzee, you're kind of a cannibal, because he says it's kind of the same as eating a human being. It's sort of the same thing.
Is it often on the menu? Is that you eat chimpanzee?
No, I say, in Africa there are some people like Ghana.
Is it a delicacy, or is it like cheeseburgers?
They've born like this with those animals.
I don't think
so. But thanks God, in my country they don't eat elephant, they don't eat zebra, they don't eat gorilla. But some part of Africa they eat gorilla and the chimpanzee.
I don't think
I would like to give that message. Please don't eat chimpanzee and the gorilla. They are human. They are our cousin. Like
there
that.
you have it. But I want to ask a little bit about your role in the movie, in the film, Gorillas in the Mist, because I know that you were in charge of all of the security, all of the transportation, all of the logistics for Gorillas in the Mist, and that's a really interesting
That was the
aspect.
happiest time of my life. To see, I never know. We don't have a TV, we don't have a newspaper, we don't know the stars, we don't know anybody.
Okay.
When Sigourney Weaver came with all the group of Hollywood manager to the Central Africa, I went to ask a job. They say, "Where's the Francis?" I say, "I'm here." "You want a job?" I say, "Yes." They give me office, they give me a car, they give me everything. So to recruit, there was more than 250 people. Wow. There was the British, there was the Americans, there was all the people all around the world. Hollywood was there. It was a big experience to see that. To look at the driver for them, to make sure there was one guy, I was the vice president of security transport and the manager, to know every driver who's driving them, which quality, if you have a drink or I was safety manager. And I have been blessed by the Lord. I will thank God. I never, because no newspaper, no nothing. Imagine to take care, to guide, to do everything, 250, take them to the airport. I went with them in Kenya to finish the movie. And all the movies, they have been done in the jungle. For the first time, Hollywood doing the movie. And that movie, I wanted that movie to succeed because I know the world, they will know the gorilla. And I was so happy today to see that after that movie, the world, for me, is a big fruit when I see the people, they talk about the gorillas. I'm happy because I've worked day and night to take them, every movie they was finishing, I was taking from the mountain gorilla run to the airport to send it so they cannot destroy it or something can. I was taking it to the airport and come back at 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Wake up all the drivers, put the car, make sure they have the gas, no problem of the car. Everybody to make sure they are. I have done a lot for that movie for 2 months.
Isn't it true that during the entire film, not one accident happened?
Yes.
Not one person
It's
was
record
hurt?
for the first time in the mountain. We have many big hills, small road, no accident have been registered. Nobody died. Nobody was hurt. And there was a special jet with hospital in Rwanda. If somebody is hurt, to be evacuated direct to Nairobi with doctor, with everything, a jet, equipment in case somebody is hurt or had an accident. But thanks to God, nobody happened.
I have a question about the artwork that is around us today.
Yes.
And they're original, they're authentic African pieces.
Yes.
You would like to talk about them?
This chimpanzee.
Okay.
This chimpanzee is a big gift I've get from the chief of the village home.
Would you like to hold it?
Be careful, it's open.
Oh,
This is more than 50 years.
Okay.
I've received it from the people of the village of Africa to thank me how I have educated children to love and to like and to protect chimpanzee and the gorillas. So somebody brought it to me, but I have left it in Africa, but 2 years somebody came with this to this.
When you open it, what happens?
This, you can put stuff inside.
Okay.
Like snacks, like popcorn when you're watching
You can
TV?
put it.
Just kidding.
You can put some stuff inside. You can put some stuff, and this is okay. And this is very special. Is made by the Rwandese artist woman,
Okay.
and this also is a gift from the women association in Rwanda. They've given to me to remember the country. So every time I was telling them, when you don't know where you come from, to have this souvenir to remember, is all the spear they was using before the colonial. Is real metal. This is the metal. the big. This is equivalent of the army of Rwandese they was using before the civilization. Yes, and that is the elephant mutware, and this is the giraffe, and this is the man and the woman, and he was making milk. He was making buttermilk.
Okay.
Yes, and this is my gorillas. I love it.
And
And this